Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. I like honesty in good or in bad. That is, when you're supposed to give bad news to someone, be honest, say it. That a person has to, um, how should I put it, develop a sense of courage in able to withstand verbal attacks or statements that he or pieces of news that he or she might not like. So in this case, I like the Polish foreign minister telling us something that I think has been there since the beginning, before the beginning of the garbage in Ukraine, which is NATO establishes, I think it's just that they inform us now, establishes joint mission in Ukraine. I don't think it's a secret for you. It's not for me. I mean, these guys coordinated the war in Ukraine against Russia. To what extent? I don't know. I don't have the information. I suspect, gut feeling, it's about coordinated in about 99% or 98. With the Ukrainians probably, just being, like this mouse, does whatever fuck I want it to do. If I want it to fly, it's going to fly, right? If I want it to get wet, I just drop it in the toilet and so on. It's just me, but they're going to do whatever I tell them to do. It just has two options. One, its battery to die on me, but then I would put new batteries, which I'm going to replace Zelensky and Zaluzny and whomever. The batteries die. Or just something internal breaks. And if it breaks, I either fix it by bringing the Romanians, the Poles, the Baltic states to fight for me, or I just, throw it in the garbage, and that's it. Buy another one. Buy another one, which is, I don't know, go to North Korea, South Korea. I go to the Middle East. I go to Iran. I go to Taipei, right? I go in that area. I have many options to create garbage, in order to replace this garbage. So now NATO tells us that they established joint mission. We knew that. It's just that what they do now, according to the Polish foreign minister, and I will read the article coming from Sputnik, is they are going to have a mission, like they're going to be officially there. Well, we got it. We're going to be over there. Our generals, like before, when they met used to meet in Poland or in Germany, and Ramstein base, not the Ramstein, ich will, not that one, or my Herz burned, right? Not that Ramstein. So now they meet legally. I think they already had certain generals in Ukraine. Now they meet clearly in Ukraine, and they're going to have their building, and the Americans, the Israelis, the Russians will not dare to hit it. You know what I mean, right? The hint, the Iranian embassy or next door. So here is the article from Sputnik. NATO establishes joint mission in Ukraine. End quote. Polish foreign minister says. No surprise here. NATO countries have established a joint mission in Ukraine, Polish foreign minister Radoslav Sikorski told journalists. And I'm quoting, "We have decided to create a NATO mission in Ukraine." End quote. But don't attack us, because that doesn't mean we are at war with you. We're gonna, you can't make shit up, man. You can't hit us. We're just gonna coordinate. We're gonna be the brain of this war machine against you, Russia. But don't hit the brain. No. But we can. Not we. They can when they tell them to do so. You understand? Because they're very brave. Courageous people, brave people, fight with other people's resources. And the cowards are fighting themselves alone. Like Russia. Sikorsky clarified that this mission does not mean direct NATO involvement. That's your take on it. It's like, let's say someone is cheating on his girlfriend or wife or whatever, and she catches him in bed with the other woman. That's cheating. Well, that's what you call it. I don't call it cheating. I'm just calling it, living my life. Or, providing services to a poor lady here. So, which one is it? That's my interpretation of what you see here. I have too much love to give, and you can't handle it. How about that one? And my love, which is lust, goes here. And, or maybe it's your fault. We see the interpretation of the same thing. It could be imbecilic or real. Like here. No. It does not mean NATO involvement. Yes, it does. No, it's not. That's what you call it. But it's too involved in this kind of situation. But rather a coordinated use of NATO's capabilities to support Ukraine. Whistle talk. I make it for you, but rather a coordination, a legitimate coordination of the war against you, to destroy you. We are the brain, and these guys are just the foot soldiers of our interests that dictate to us what to do, and we dictate to you, because it's not the NATO. These are just followers. These guys are used, their resources, our resources, because remember, NATO is military, is weapons, their economic and political power. Economic, why? Because without economy, NATO doesn't exist, doesn't have weapons, doesn't have clothes, doesn't have anything. All right, so that comes from us. But they use this, our resources invested in this, for their taking over and taking over the Russia's resources. That's the main goal here, Russia's resources. And then obviously it's going to be China, because China gets its resources in order to compete. And if these guys take over the resources which help China's economic engine to flourish, you grabbed China by the throat, like they did with Japan before Japan attacked a U.S. territory. Not U.S., a U.S. territory. That was part of that thing. So, here it is. And I'm quoting, this does not mean that we are entering a war. No, because you're already in it. But it means that we will now be able to use NATO's coordinating, training, and planning capabilities to kill you guys, to support Ukraine in a more coordinated manner. To do what exactly? To do what? To fight who? You. But we're not involved. We can attack you with these imbeciles, but you can attack us. Attack those imbeciles, because we say so. No, not so fast. Not so fast. The same right here. When in a situation that I mentioned before with cheating, let's say the woman steps in and sees her man, with someone else. Don't beat the woman. The man is the one who got over there. The woman was just a product over there. The woman did not rape your man. He was the one who went to her. She said, okay, I hope I spread my legs for you, or whatever I do. You don't have to go over there. So it was, she tried. She's a good person? I don't think so. But is he? Definitely not. So here's the problem. When I see in the movies, and that's a bitch. That's not her. That's what she is. But he is the one. Otherwise it would be called a rape. Anyway. The same here. You give me this, wait a minute. We just coordinate, train, a plan to support in a more coordinated manner. What? I'm going to blame the Ukrainians or blame you, the organizers? It's like with the pistol. I blame the pistol or the guy who holds the pistol? The monkey, the baboon, ba-ba-ba-ba-bam. Please. Now let's go back here. Sikorsky added that more Ukrainian troops will undergo training in Poland. From where? From the new drop in recruiting age from the 27 to 25? Or is it going to be your forces, your peacekeeping forces? Remember, I said this many times before. NATO will have legally, officially, like they have right now this mission in Ukraine, they will have troops as peacekeeping forces. And they tried with France. France tried to be there. They're going to have love-making troops. They're going to call them however they want. Universal good troops, we're the best troops, whatever. But they will be actively fighting. It's the mountain slope model. Little by little by little. This decision, everything that these guys are telling us now, that has been already planned and agreed upon years back. And they still have more in the little toolbox to implement. They still have more. They're not done yet. The done will be when they're going to fight actively the Russians. But the Russian bullets should not go towards the NATO warriors, soldiers, they're going to fight the Russians. That's how it goes. Because why? We're the good, we say, and we're not involved, obviously. And that's it. You're the bad. We're the good. You're the bad. That's it. Let's move on. Meanwhile, Alliance Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg said that Ukraine is not asking for the deployment of NATO combat troops. I would add, yet here. Yes, they don't ask. So what if they ask? What would it matter if they ask? I stopped the conversation right there. Oh, they don't ask yet. Oh, well. Even if they ask or not, means zero. Fuck off. You stay out. You don't stay out, we're going to bomb your little, you know what. We don't have any plans of having any NATO. We don't have any plans. I don't believe it. You didn't have any plans to send tanks. You didn't have any plans to send F-16s. You didn't have any plans to send HIMARS or Patriot systems or anything. You didn't have it. Now you do. Little by little. How come? We don't have any plans. I think the plans are already right there, written down, and just a matter of time before they implement them. Any NATO troops inside Ukraine, there have been no requests for that. So what if there is? Shouldn't even be spoken about it, but it is. Why? Mountain slope model, little by little by little by little by little. But the Ukrainians are asking for equipment, for ammunition. So what do you give them? When they're going to ask for troops, what are you going to do? Give them. Why? Because you already did it. Ammunition for weapons, and we are providing that to Ukraine. Plus the coordination, the planning, and so on. That doesn't make NATO allies part of the conflict. Again, that doesn't make, because we give them just ammunition, weapons, and providing that to Ukraine, it doesn't make NATO allies part of the conflict. Yes, it does. I will give you something, again, that I gave you many, many times. I'm fighting a neighbor for whatever reason. Right? I'm not fighting you. I'm not fighting him. While I'm fighting this guy right here for whatever reasons, you guys, let's say I'm the bad guy, all right? Let's say I want his woman, and he doesn't want to give her to me, and she doesn't want to come to me, all right? And let's say I want to go over there, and the guy fights me. And those guys that are not outside, they are giving this guy weapons to shoot at me and, I don't know, kill my troops or my family or whomever I have. What am I supposed to do? Without your help, those guys will not cause this to me, as bad as I am. You are involved. What are you talking about? Without those weapons, even if I'm bad, my intention is bad. You are involved, but let's put it in, that's why I said, let's say I'm bad, I'm involved, I'm the bad guy. Which in Russia, Ukraine, I don't think that's the case. All right? I know it's not the case. So again, you're not involved? What are you talking about? You tell him where to shoot, their snipers to send their missiles, you provide him with the missiles and the coordinates to destroy my positions, but you're not involved? Because why? Because you say so? Honey, I'm not her. No. This is just providing services to the little, right? My God. Because we said, doesn't make it. Yes, it does. Yes, you are. You've been from the first bullet you sent over there. At the same, and the first sanctions you imposed. At the same time, NATO Supreme Allied Commander in Europe, NATO Supreme Allied Commander Europe is working on a proposal to enhance the alliance's coordinating security role in Ukraine, he said. They make it legal. So everybody can legitimate. On Wednesday, Stoltenberg said that the NATO foreign ministers agreed to strengthen the coordinating role of the provision of security assistance to Ukraine. We agreed yesterday, I'm quoting, to start planning. The Supreme Allied Commander has now been tasked to put up a proposal for a framework that will be some kind of structure which will enable us have more transparency, more predictability, and this structure should underpinned with some kind of financial commitment. NATO Secretary Popov voiced two scenarios for the development of the conflict in Ukraine, including Kiev's defeat. This is a smart guy right here. This is Peter Zsiarto of Hungary. Very good guy. I mean, good as a foreign minister. I don't know him personally. I wish I would. All right, so this is what it is, my friends. Russia has warned Western arms supplies to Ukraine hinder the peace process and directly involve NATO countries in the conflict. So what are you going to do about it? I think you have to, anyway. NATO establishes joint mission in Ukraine. As I always say, talk is cheap. I mean, you can talk, but then you have to act at one point, and you have to act where it hurts. And my rule is, if I'm punched one time with this intensity, with this force, right, I punch back 5 times with this force. That's me, all right? Because I didn't punch you in the first place. So I was at 0, and you increase it at 1. You already, I don't have to follow your 1. Who are you? You dictate the level, the proportionality. Why would you be the 1? No, I dictate it. I give you 5. 5 over your thing. So then we're at 6. Next, your move. Or maybe I knock you out if I can. And that would be the, I know. Because if you do it like this, you still give a warning. Punching 5 times to 1, or intensity 5 times greater, the force, the power, then you just give him a warning. Knock him out and that's it. End of story. Boom. We come back to 0. If you approach me again, I'm going to go 100% again. I mean, not again. Again, because I knocked you out. But the Russians again. This is NATO. I haven't seen the Russians being bam. What do you think these guys would have done? Go to their fucking safe spaces. And all this garbage in Ukraine would have been stopped right there. And we didn't have to, hundreds of thousands of people wouldn't have died. And a country destroyed in the name of some mercantile bazaar interest. That's what it is. Resources and control. I control your resources. How can I control it? Militarily, politically would be preferable. But if I can't, I bribe. If I can't bribe, I intervene with your resources. And then I say, you're the bad dude, man. Because you reacted. It's something that I was bringing to you. Some services, man. Oh, God damn it. Thank you very much for being with me again today. So that makes it legitimate right here. NATO is right now, finally after 2 years and 3 months or whatever, 2 months, 2 months, legitimate. We knew it. You were involved over there since 2014. What am I talking about? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.